You know what I mean? Give me something a little more. That's all I'm saying. They've been topping in the OCG. We need DB Grinder for the OCG. Well, too much. So much of it will be skewed by Maxi. Check the OCG report. They've been topping in the OCG tourneys. They even won one with that trap tricks in them. Oh well, now I'm interested.
We do that much. If you take a look at the OCG, very similar hits, right? Like the Fiendsmith package. I think it's still at full force. You have
Damn it, Lithium! Just tell me what you think.
Being able to send something to the graveyard and then Promethean Princess to reborn it, but that's where the Fiendsmith package comes into play.
Able to show me what you got, Lithium.
And Flamebird, right? Droll maybe, again, depending on the format. Typhon, extra deck, well, basically. So let's see what this deck does.
Skip to the
just first example, right? Again, these things aren't really new. Snake Eyes did this before the ban list, right? But at a more consistent rate. So we are still on Fiendsmith. You're going for Fiendsmith first. Check if they're, if they have any potential hand traps. If they have Nip.
Stop.
If they don't have any.
Stop. What if? Oh no, BPC is just open a one of. Well, no, this combo I guess is what can you do with track this? Actually, no, BP I think is right. Yeah, BP is saying just open with the one of. I mean, maybe if you want to play devil's advocate, you could say, well, it could be bonfire. But here's the question. So
check if they're, if they have any potential hand trap.
If I effect Valor you right here, chat, what are you doing? If I Valor you, what if I effect Valor you this? What are you doing? What if I imperm it? What are you doing? Pass? Like that's like my whole point. Like what are you doing? Like cool, I can't knit like what is this card even insulate you from? It only insulates you from the Biru specifically? It doesn't insulate you from Valor. It doesn't insulate you from Imperm, which are like two of the most popular cards.
If they have Nip. If they don't have any form of interruption, you can definitely go for Caesar, potential Nip. If they have like Imperm / Valor and Nip, you're screwed either way. So you're going for Caesar first again.
Okay, so you just say you're screwed either
because
way.
Again, there's no Epo anymore. So that brings us with Celine. Are you still these two? You still want to main next Celine? I'm not so sure. So again, feel free to leave your opinion about that. So anyway,
let's see where this actually goes to.
I think this is pretty straightforward. You have your Lilling 2 going for the Desiree for Omni-Negation during both players' turns to potentially shut down your own Promethean Princess.
Oh, he's gonna make the rabbit. Yeah, I guess you have to play the rabbit now too.
And potentially ending on Silhouette plus the trap. So what is it? You have double monster effect negation.
I mean, this is good, but this is definitely weaker than last format. I guess this does beat Dark Ruler, but you also could have just made the same board last format. I just think, chat, like the fact that if this is your absolute best combo possible, and someone has Imperm, I'm not trying to say you get FTK'd, but the fact that now you could just instantly lose to a Valor or an Imperm, that's a significant difference. Nib is cooking. Well, Nib would have to be accompanied by Valor Imperm, because yeah, if you have Valor Imperm, chat, is that an FTK against this board? You just let your opponent do all of this, then you Nib, they activate DDD, you Valor it, and then you just all of this is gone. I mean, I guess you could summon IP, but like, what the fuck does that do? They won't use Flamebird because they already used it. So like, this seems significantly more vulnerable.
Summon negation in the form of a trap card. You have Masquerina.
Flamebird doesn't create good follow-up either.
Plus Little Knight during their turn, and an Omni, potential double Omni negation during their turn with the fusion. So still crazy. No? Like, still crazy. Even though it's a little less consistent. With, two less Snake, less Ash, and it's a little less consistent. With,
you know what, chat?
Still crazy.
I stand by. Press 1 if I stand by what I mean, or I stand by what I say. Bottle. Always ask the wanted poster. No misplays, baby. No misplays, baby. I always ask the wanted poster. Come on, that's a fucking misplay. Even I would, like, Now it was like, come on, you should at least wait for OSS, right? Like, why are you ashing wanted? Even if your opponent has wanted, you could just wait for them to Black Witch and then just ask the OSS. I mean, they get a draw, but it's probably like a little better. This duel wasn't scripted. He was just doing that. Does seem like a really bad use of an Ash Blossom, chat.
Even though it's okay, it's a little less consistent. To do less.
Because if he saves his Ash, he probably just wins.
Make less Ash and 2 less Poplar.
Because I think he's going to straight go into
engine is basically
Caesar.
still there. Bonfire, the Diablo Star Witch, and so on.
And then Bonfire
so
into
one
like
example,
Ash.
again, going first, standard, I guess, getting nipped. Okay, that's a small downside. Like your standard, I guess, Fiendsmith combo of summon number 5 goes for Caesar. But, with like Necro Crypt, more Fiends for potential Desiree.
Wanted is still, I don't like the draw effect of Wanted. That's like that's my biggest problem with that card is the draw.
At least if they don't have like Imperm or Veiler. With Nip, that is.
If they save Ash for Fiendsmith, the Snake Eye cards can't play around Nibiru. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you don't have access to the Fiendsmith, like you can't play around Nib. I mean, I guess you could. I guess without the Fiendsmith cards, you have to go on the Closed Moon, but then you're like you will play in the Nib at that point.
So this is fine. Another interruption, like 3 hand traps, that would have been a problem. But I mean, 3 hand traps, what deck can play around?
Do you Ash trap?
There are decks, you know what I mean.
I mean, if you have Nib, why not?
So fairly the same board, right? You have Desiree on field. You can go for Flame Verge. This time I am able to just leave Masquerina on field because of the Hita before. And we can put the Nib in there, spell and trap cards.
I want to see what the next YCS is.
I guess special summon it to my field later.
I gotta see if I'm gonna watch that.
If it's needed during their turn, but again, I don't think I have space. So during the draw phase, use Ash on the wanted, not giving them the potential Diablo Star search. The Fiendsmith package is fine. We can just eventually banish the Lurdy. I mean, there are options. You can go for Promethean Princess as well, but that blocks the Masquerina play, right, for Little Knight. So yeah, Oak getting back the Snake Eyes Ash potentially for next turn. Why is Flame Verge Dragon not banned? Original Sinful Spoils should have been banned, but I mean the Azamina cards are coming in the OCG as well, and Original Sinful Spoils is a superb card, a super crucial card for that.
I don't know. I'm not sold. I want to see what Lithium's recap is. This OSS summons nothing. Yeah, he doesn't have a target in his deck. If you look at his field chat, this is at 1, this is at 1, this card is played at 1. So you do not have a target in your deck to act. You can't activate this card. So it's follow-up, but this card literally can't be activated. And now maybe you want to be like, Cap, I'm playing Birch. If you want to play Birch, cool. Then you can activate it. But as it stands right now, because his deck list only had 3 Snake Eye level 1, he can't activate the card.
So, yeah, that's it. I think a super straightforward deck. The one card that I'm probably just, at least I want to try to fit in is Draw on Lockbird. But again, it depends a little bit. But it feels that it's going to be a super powerful hand trap. But this deck can still play like, what is it, almost under 20 hand traps. Sure, you're sacrificing a little bit consistency with double.
Yeah, Pure Snake Eye's done. Fire King is better.
But it's still definitely.
I don't know. I always thought that was it. I always thought that the Fire King cards, chat, and I know everyone says, oh, there's so many bricks or whatever, but I always thought the Fire King cards were just really powerful. Mainly because Garunix. Because like once that card is in the graveyard, it's just so difficult to deal with it. It just feels like he just comes just like permanently in the game. You know what I mean? Like once Garunix is like made his arrival, it's like impossible to get rid of that fucking card. You know what I mean? And also they did hit those cards in the OCG. I think they put Kieran to like 2 or something, but they never hit him in the TCG.